Pennsylvanians.
Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. And it's time now for our interview segment presented by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Recently, the Ms. of America pageants were held in Las Vegas, and a person with some local ties has reached the title of Ms. of America for 2023. So joining us in studio is that title holder, and that is Claire Kirsch. Claire, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. We're glad to have you in studio. And by the way, if you want to take a look at things, we are running live now on Facebook, so you should be able to get a good look at Claire as well. So Claire, you're a Clymer girl.
I am.
All right. So talk about growing up in Clymer and how it kind of prepared you for what you're doing now.
Absolutely. So Clymer it's very small, and it's something where you get to really know your community, and you really get to see the impact that you have on your community. And so that really encouraged me to be involved. I was involved in almost everything that I could be at school, went to Penns Manor High School, and whenever you're that close-knit, you really get that one-on-one time with people, and you really get to know them. So that really just encouraged me to carry that with me into college, continuing to be active in different activities and organizations, continuing to do community service. And service is something that American Pageants is really big about, so it really tied into that.
All right. This is not meant to be a determiner of age, but when did you graduate Penns Manor?
I graduated in 2014.
Your class of 2014.
Yes.
Excellent. So that's great. How did you get interested in pageant competition?
Well, I initially received a letter whenever I was 14, 2010 that would be, from the Miss Teen of America organization, which was a scholarship and recognition pageant. It's now American Pageants. We just had our 40th celebration for nationals, and it's all focused on the individual woman and what she is doing in her community. Something very unique is you actually submit 3 resumes for the competition.
Wow.
So you'll submit one for like the service that you provide in your community, your personal development, and then your scholastic and professional record.
So this is radically different than what people think of when they think of a pageant in that sense.
Exactly. We are very, very focused on, just who you are as a person, what you do to give back. Now, granted, we do have a little bit of the bling. We have the crown. That's something that was added a little bit more recently. But initially, whenever I was competing in 2010 for the Pennsylvania title, it was the sash and the medallion, which the medallion is, symbolic of the academic excellence. And it was designed to be a program highlighting, young women who are giving back to their community, are involved in their school, and that want to show other girls that you can have both. You can have the glitz and glam and the academics and service.
Right, definitely. So you continued on from that point, from that junior Miss of America pageant, and through the American pageant system. Then
whenever I competed in 2010 for the Miss Teen of Pennsylvania title, I walked away with the Academic Record Award.
Well, that's pretty good, though.
And so that was my first pageant ever. I had borrowed a dress from my cousins, and it was very different for me. I wasn't someone that was very outgoing. I was very quiet. So to be on stage and to be answering questions, doing a personal introduction and interview, it really brought me out of my shell. So I walked away with the Academic Award that year, came back in 2012 to compete for the Miss Teen of Pennsylvania title, got first runner-up that year. That year, Indiana County really represented it.
Yeah.
The Miss Teen of Pennsylvania for 2012 was from Homer City, and then the Academic Award recipient was from Purchase Line, and then I got first runner-up being from Clymer. So we really,
So our area of the United States has become pretty popular, at least at that time. So what prompted you to come back and compete now that you've gone through high school, graduated college, and everything, to become Ms. of America?
I truly just believe in the values of the pageant. It's something that really helped me grow as a person. It's opened a lot of opportunities for me. And it's something where I truly get to like be myself, but be able to use like an elevated platform to network with more people, to share what I have to say, to continue my mental health advocacy, but with a national audience.
All right, that is awesome, actually, to get to be able to do that on a national level. So right now you're at the beginning of your reign, but let's talk about the competition itself that you just went through in Las Vegas at UNLV, right?
Yes.
All right, so talk about what you had to do. You had to probably submit some more resumes and applications, but also do some more interviews?
Yes. So you have the 3 resumes that we talked about, and then you have a panel interview, which is one of my favorite parts of the competition because you really get to, it's just to get to know them and for them to get to know you. Just kind of conversation about who you are, what you do. We also do a personal introduction on stage, which is part of our personality and poise portion, which is where you do your walk in your formal wear, but also give an introduction on who you are and what you stand for. And those are the main areas of competition. And then on top of that, for the older age divisions, which includes myself, there is a general awareness test. So on the first night of the competition, all of us older girls get together and we take a test.
Oh, good heavens.
Which it's, multiple choice. It's not meant to trip you up or anything like that, but just to see kind of like your level of like engagement. So there's some, things about like what's going on in the news, what's happening.
Oh, all right.
Some like pop culture things. I remember one of the questions, was about like what was the first state to become part of the 50 states. So just kind of those things that like you probably learned in school, but just to get an idea of like they want a really well-rounded individual, and it's a lot of fun.
Excellent. So whenever it was announced that you earned this title, what was the first thing that kind of went through your head? Was it kind of the oh my gosh type of effect?
It was. It really was. It was something that going into finals night, I knew that regardless of what happened, I had done my absolute best, and I had so many amazing women up there with me. So whenever they called my name, I dropped to my knees. It was a very overwhelming but beautiful moment. It didn't even hit me till the next day. But yeah, it was like, oh my gosh, this just happened. Let's get started.
Okay. Oh wow. I like that attitude. Oh my gosh, this happened. Now we got to do it. Let's get started. I like that. So outside of this, what obviously you're not living in Indiana County now. What are you doing right now?
I currently live in Cambria County, and I work as a mental health therapist.
That is excellent. So that is one of the reasons why I would imagine that you wanted to promote mental health as your platform as Ms. of America.
Absolutely. It's something that doesn't get talked about enough. And in the last 3 years, we've really seen how much we need other people.
So now your responsibilities with this title, what are those?
So I am encouraged to, do, an appearance monthly. That's like the minimum, but of course we all do more. And then on top of that, we also receive support to do an inclusion event with the Special Olympics in our area. That's, our like national partnership is with the Special Olympics.
Yeah.
So we'll be I get to create my own event with that. And on top of that, I get to attend a lot of their different like weekend competitions coming up in the fall and even more in the spring. So I'll be out at Villanova and Slippery Rock for the Special Olympics events that they host. And then I'll be at more in the spring as well.
What would you say to people who are maybe considering going into this sort of competition venue in their upbringing? Like you got the letter saying you could be part of the Teen Miss of America, the Teen Miss of Pennsylvania competition. If somebody gets that and they're considering it, what would you suggest to them?
My biggest thing is just do the thing. And I said that in my interview. If you get an opportunity, take it, because you never know where it'll lead. If it's something that you find out like, hey, that wasn't for me, you tried it and you learned something new about yourself. And it's so easy to get involved. Well, we do still do like recruitment through letters and things like that. You can apply right on our website now, which is awesome. It's AmericanPageantsinc.org/application. Super easy to apply, and you'll hear back, if not the same day, within a couple days. we want people to join us. We want to highlight the amazing women that are out there and the things that they're doing for their community.
And also part of this, you've actually been kind of gifted a Facebook account on this, so we've been following
Yes.
it a little bit. But it's kind of detailing what you'll be doing down the road. Is there anything coming up on the agenda for you as Miss of America? Maybe an appearance at a Special Olympics or an appearance to promote your platform of mental health?
Yes, I will be attending the Out of the Darkness walks in both Cambria and Blair County, as well as the one in Pittsburgh. So those are coming up in September and beginning of October. And then also the Indiana County Walk for a Wonderful Life. That's something I've participated in since its founding, so I will be there again this year.
That's great.
Yes, and you can follow everything I do on at Ms. of America on Instagram and Facebook. Most recently attended a fundraiser for St. Bernard's School. Just about anywhere you'll find me, and especially at like mental health events. And I'll also be launching some more initiatives coming for September to provide support for local mental health organizations.
Well, we think you represent Western Pennsylvania very well as Ms. of America now, and we hope that you have a lot of success not only in promoting the Special Olympics programs, which is part of the American Pageants contingency, but also promoting your platform of mental health awareness. That is an amazing thing to do, and we're glad that you're doing it. And congratulations once again. We could talk for a while, but I think we're just about out of time. But I did want to say thank you for joining us this morning, Claire, on Indiana in the Morning. All the best in your reign as Ms. of America.
Thank you very much.
Claire Kirsch of the Ms. of America joining us this morning on Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank. Our interviews are brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. It's 8:23 on Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank. And coming up in a few minutes, we'll have the CBS Sports Minute, and we'll follow that up with some local news headlines coming up at the bottom part of the hour. But right now, let's hear a report from Fox News on Securing America.
Securing America.
North Korea now claims that U.S.